country road, take me home to the place where I belong. Breakfast with Bob, Kona, take me home. It's breakfast with Bob.
A round of applause for our man, Poncho Man. He is the best. Welcome back to day 2, Breakfast with Bob from Kona and Huggo's on the Rocks. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas as fuels go longer. HOKA Let's Fly, deboer wetsuits, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Quintana, Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, always with a smile on her face, one of our favorite people on the planet, Fenella Langridge joins us. How you doing, Fenella?
Yeah, I'm really well. I'm happy to be here. And I'm always so impressed that you can read that so fluently. One day I'll have a go. I won't be quite as good.
Oh, I think you'll be great at whatever the heck you decide to do. So take me back, getting into this silly sport of triathlon.
I think I've always dabbled in a little bit of everything, swimming from a young age, but never that competitive. Actually, only a couple of months ago, I went back and spoke to my swimming teacher from when I was younger, and he said, Fenella, most of the time you were just diving down to the bottom of the pool, pretending you were a mermaid and not that interested in actually swimming. So I think I just loved the water and liked being active. I played hockey and other little things growing up. But yeah, just keeping active and enjoying doing sport.
And when did you find triathlon? Because it's one thing to be sort of a well-rounded kid just doing stuff. It's another thing to become a professional athlete.
So it wasn't till I was at university where I put all of it together properly and realised that it could be a career path. Seeing other athletes at an international level, training at uni and committing to full-time sport was the first time I really got my eyes open to professional.
So was it the ITU, sort of the short distance Olympics, was that sort of the draw at the beginning?
Yeah, to begin with. So I did European Cups, which and I did a handful of those around Europe. My top position was 5th. And then we moved away from Cardiff and that area. And at that point, I think with the move, I decided I went away from the centre that I was part of. I fell into the middle distance, and then here we are doing Ironman.
Like it. And what do you think? It was there one breakthrough race that told you, I could be one of the best in the world here?
Here?
No, I mean in sport.
Oh, in sport. I think it's only been the last year where I really found the confidence to say that I'm one of the best in the world and I should be here and I deserve to be here, and yeah, I am one of the best in the world.
No question about that.
No
question. But was there one race that told you that? It was just sort of a collection of, I'm podium, I'm winning, I am one of the best in the world.
Yeah, a collection of races. So Roth, being here last year, it was my first ever time in Kona, and then finding myself at the front of the race.
Front of the pack.
Yeah.
With helicopter overhead, all that cool stuff.
And it was amazing, and I didn't feel out of my comfort zone, and I embraced it and I loved it. And I think it was that moment where I realized that I belong at the front, and this year I hope to stay there a bit longer.
So here you got 6th.
Yeah.
And that was your first time out?
First time in Kona.
6th time.
Yeah.
6th place. Wow. And when you look at that, and you're, like you said, you're riding at the front, 4:43 bike ride, 51-minute swim. This year, do you see the dynamics being different or pretty much the same?
I obviously hope they'll be similar, but I think there's a few more stronger swimmers, and I think my attack last year opened up people's eyes to what is possible. So I think a few people might have a similar plan. So I've just got to ride my own race, and hopefully that will see me in the mix and making a difference in the outcome of this World Championships.
So having the guts to really go off on your own and go chase down the lead, that does take that takes an awareness of the moment and understanding that, okay, these guys are sitting here. It doesn't mean I need to sit here.
Yeah.
I can go attack and see what happens, and not being afraid of the moment, not being afraid of the bright lights.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are afraid when they come to
No
Kona.
question.
It's the World Championships. I think I enjoy racing, and I enjoy the championship racings, and it doesn't scare me. I lean into the pressure and the event, and I think those races bring the best out of me. So when I saw the opportunity last year with Lucy just up the road, I just went for it and saw that moment, and I know I have the minerals in all swim, bike and run to perform at the highest level, so I just went
The minerals, I like it.
Yeah.
A little Joe Skipper, that's good. You got the minerals. Last year you did challenge Roth and you get second in Roth, sixth in Kona, sort of announcing your presence with authority that I'm going to be here for a while and I'm going to be one of the best. Coming off of that season, phenomenal season, how did you train this off season to try to up the ante even more?
Well, like you say, last year went really well, so we haven't actually had to change too much. If anything, this year we've kept a lid on things and just been a lot more consistent.
Yes.
So last year there was a few niggles or things that probably didn't go quite right, or a lot of learning opportunities to come into this year a lot stronger physically and mentally. So from the experiences I gained last year, I'm definitely more of a well-rounded athlete here today.
And when you do the Asian Open, the European Open, those shorter distance races where you're racing the ITU race athletes, the Olympians, how does that help you?
I think it just spurs you on even more. The level of triathlon is increasing year on year, and those the short distance races are even more competitive, and they're sharpening your tools, and it's every millisecond and second that counts. It's great to be racing at that high end and that high intensity, and it only can help improve you as an athlete.
So this year you go back to Challenge Roth, and for a lot of folks who don't know, you've been there a couple times now. What makes that race special?
Oh, it like nothing else. It's the energy, the passion, it's the people of Roth that really make the race, and for every athlete there's 2 or 3 volunteers and
20 spectators.
And 20 spectators that you bring with them. The course is it's really lovely. It's beautiful scenery, but it's more the people and the vibe and just the iconic spots that really light up and have a different type of energy to anything else.
So you win Challenge London.
Yeah.
How special was that, winning on home soil?
Oh, it was amazing. I think it was the first time my parents or all my family have watched me race as a professional. Just
really?
Because of work commitments, and most of the time, we're in places like this which are quite expensive to get to and a little bit further to travel. So the first time that they've ever seen me race and win, so it made it extra special.
So now they're like, well, of course she won. That's now every time they come to watch you race, you have to win. Funny story. So a number of years ago, Chrissie Wellington had won here in 7, 8, and 9, right? And she didn't race in 10, and she came back in 11, and all her parents had ever seen her was off the front waving and kissing babies, right? So she'd been injured going into the race, and we're out of Javi, and mom and dad are like, well, what's going on? Who are these people in front of her? What's going on? I'm like, well, sometimes you're not winning. What? And she ended up winning, but it was a little different.
A different story.
It was coming from behind. They'd never seen that before. So now your folks are like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know. My brother's here, so hopefully that'll be a little bit more luck this weekend.
That means you need to win.
It does. Actually, I think he watched me win in Barcelona and then watched me win in London, so he's here.
He's a good luck charm.
Yeah, well, that's the plan anyway.
When you look at this particular race, people can be intimidated by it. And once you have a race like you had last year where you were at the pointy end for a huge chunk of it, got 6th place, expectations, right? People have expectations. People can shrink from that or they can embrace it. And I'm assuming you embrace it.
Yeah, 100%. I take each race as it comes, although it has the world title. I wouldn't race it any differently as if it was a local race at home. I race with passion and enjoyment, and that will see me all the way through and hopefully all the way, at the front.
So you and Lucy, UK athletes, leading the Ironman World Championship. That had to be cool. Did you guys talk at all?
I did say something passing on the bike and hopefully have a little chat with her before we start this weekend. But no, she, like myself, wants to go for it and see how it plans out. And we all know racing, anything can happen, the good, the bad. So
right.
In the moment, if we find ourselves at the front together, I think we'll share a few words. But
we were talking that there might be, that group off the front, like yourself and Lucy. There might be a few more.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
You might
a few
have
more swimmers in there.
You might have a Taylor Knibb coming up through the field. It's what happens? Do you sit down and look at, okay, somebody could come by at this point, or someone could bridge, and how am I going to react? Do you plan that out at all, or is it everything just I'm ready for any scenario?
Yeah, it's hard not to think about those things, but I think you have to just concentrate on yourself, and you have to, in the weeks leading up, visualize yourself in the situation that you want to see yourself in, and you can't think about anyone else, because otherwise you've already written the story in your head, and you need to write that story where you're at the front, and that's the only visualization I've been doing.
So last year, before you made the move, you're with a group, and was it a conscious, okay, this is too slow, I want to get to the front? Or was it, gosh, should I go? Was there internal discussion on, do I make a move here or do I sit back?
I knew I just didn't want to be dragging anyone else, so I just went for it. And Lucy came quicker than I anticipated.
That's so cool. I love that. What would it mean to you to win this race?
I think a lot of people have said it in better words than I could, but it would mean a lot from not being the greatest at most things growing up to know that I could prove to myself and my family and the people that might have doubted me in the past that I can do it. But then also being a women's only race for each and every girl from every background to know that this is an opportunity. If you may not have seen it in the beginning years of your life, it's there and you can make anything of yourself.
If someone told you when you were a little girl you're going to be a professional athlete, would it have been, yeah, I know, or are you nuts?
Probably are you nuts? Yeah, I didn't know if it's confidence or belief in myself back then. But now it's there and just want to show everyone else that it is possible.
Yeah, I remember the first time Chrissie Wellington won here, and we were chatting, and she realized, she says, this just gave me a platform. Yeah. This just gave me a platform to tell little girls out there that they can achieve their dreams. You seem very similar in the way you look at life, and I'm guessing you're feeling sort of the same way.
Yeah, I hope so. I was really fortunate in Roth to actually meet Chrissie.
Yes.
Probably for the first time. I think you took the picture, and I do look back with really fond memories, and she shared some really lovely words and encouragement, and I take that with me to this race.
I love it. Fenella Langridge, everybody. How about a round of applause? Poncho Man, take us out.
Take me home to the place where I belong. Breakfast with Bob, Kona. Take me home. It's breakfast with Bob.
Poncho Man, everybody.